हाय हेलो एवरीवन, मेरा बच्चा लोग कैसे हैं सब? हाँ, are you all here with a smiling face in the classroom? Because here we are at the end of this particular chapter of current electricity. We are going to cover the remaining topics. What are the remaining topics? I have already updated you in the Telegram channel. Which are the topics we're going to cover in today's session? Jaldi batao, fatafat. Hi Miara. Hi Amir. Amir Haider. Wow, that's a good name. Vaishnavi Best. Okay, so jaldi bata, before we start with the session, I forgot to ask all my legends in the classroom, to all my प्यारा बच्चा लोग, कैसे चल रहा है आप सब? How's everything going at your end? And as you all know, the date sheet is being released, isn't it? And which means basically for 12th standard students, the date sheet is already released. I hope you all know that, right? Okay, so 3rd December we have physics. I hope you all know when do we have our physics. And for 12th standard legends both they. When do we have our physics? कब है हमारा physics? Okay, so I hope you all have started your preparations, and one simple thing let me tell to everyone in the classroom. So to make everyone super confident and to help you prepare best for your term 1 examination, I have started the crash course, which is gonna start from 12th of October. And the basic thing or the basic mudda ye hai ki for this crash course that everyone from my batch or from Unacademy class 11th and 12th should be getting the entire 35 out of 35. So it is going to start on 21st of October. Before your term 1 examination will be covering through all the topics, including the MCQ. So come and be here and let us crack this examinations together, right? Okay, so whoever is seeing me for the very first time, this is Ameer, your physics educator at Unacademy, and those students who love me and those who love for physics used to call me Ameer Bhaiya, right? A bit of introduction I hope you all can see on the screen, isn't it? Yes sir, we can see that. And today we'll be having the discussion and the study related to electrical instruments such as, yes, we'll be talking about the meter bridge, potentiometer, and if we have time, we'll be also talking about the conversion of galvanometer into ammeter and voltmeter. Then tomorrow, come and be prepared for the Menti quiz to happen. Yes, Menti for various and legends is also going to happen tomorrow. Rashi, Heather, yes, data sheet is being released. So start preparing, start making a schedule so that you can work accordingly, you can study accordingly, and you can complete your syllabus before the examination hits, right? So just tell me how's the josh and how's the energy in the classroom. We'll start with our classes. Jaldi bata. Amer, Myara, Yogi, Vaishnavi, Anna, Sabista, Rashi, everyone. Jaldi bata, how's the energy? How's everyone to learn about electrical instruments in today's class? Hi Tanesh, you're back. Good to have you here. Agni, Rashi, hi to everyone. Vaishnavi, best teacher. Thank you so much. Now, we will wait for 2 or 3 minutes, okay, so that other students can come and also join us, isn't it? And in the meanwhile, I'll give you a brief introduction about the Unacademy class 11th and 12th, okay? So you know that amazing teachers are taking classes here, and I know that you don't want to miss any of the classes and any of the live classes from these teachers. What do you have to do? Be a part of this Telegram channel where you will get the notifications and alerts whenever a teachers go live, okay? And all the updates will be given here. The link is given right there. Click on the link and be a part of it. Then regarding the Emerge program, you all know that the new examination pattern is with multiple choice questions and assertion recent type questions. And for getting or for ace in this examination, you need to do as much as practice as possible. And that's why Unacademy, who care for all the students, all the bacha log, has started with this Emerge program where every week there will be a mock test happening. And if you write the mock test for every subjects in every week, what happens? Yes, your performance is going to get boosted like anything, and you are going to be so much close in getting 35 out of 35 in your upcoming term 1 examination. I hope you all can see the respective dates, and I hope you all have written today's physics exam, and tomorrow you all have chemistry, as you can see. And for enrolling, the code that you have to use for getting enrolled with free is AMB10. Use it for getting enrolled into the submerged program and writing the mock test completely for free. ठीक है. Now, बच्चा लोग, I'll just talk about this Unacademy subscription features for 2 minutes. Okay, then we'll start with our classes. Now, you know that everything is available for free in YouTube. Why this Unacademy subscription is so much important, or why all educators say you must go for it. Okay, there are some certain reasons and certain features are there. I'll just explain that. Okay, first thing is, we all educators will be teaching with a proper schedule targeting all the board examination, JEE examination and NEET examination. And whenever we teach in the platform, we'll make sure that all the topics are covered in proper order, and you can keep track of all the topics, whatever it is being taught in the classroom. So what happens? Yes, the process of learning will become super simple. You will start falling for each and every subjects, and once you love something, what happens? Yes, the score will be boosted essay to the top most marks you are going to achieve. Not just that, top educators of the country who's having a very good experience with the educational field will be there to guide you. They'll be telling you what are the kind of questions you should be expecting, the examination pattern, everything. These teachers will be telling you, these teachers will be guiding you. Just want to walk along the path so that you can end up in the colleges whichever you are dreaming about. Right? Study materials will be given to you. Practice test and live test series will make you super confident and will bring out the best from every one of you. For all these features, you should be going for the Plus subscription. For 9 months of subscription, it will cost you 1,444 per month only. And I know that what you all will be asking for, sir, we need the code or we need the discount. The code is here, AMB10. So they'll be asking you for a referral code when they make the subscription, right? Yes, use it, get 10% of discount, have a smile on your faces, and with that smile, start learning with Unacademy. Some of you are like, sir, we want more features. So if you want all the features of Plus subscription and want some extra features, you should be going for the iconic subscription, because in iconic क्या क्या होता है? A personal mentor will be given to you. मतलब a person will be assigned to you. He'll be telling you what to do, what not to do. Then what should be the schedule for preparation. Everything, that person will be there to help you. Then live doubt solving classes will be there. Weekly reports will be given to you. For all these super cool features of iconic, for 9 months it will cost you 2,556 per month alone. And do you need to pay that much? Bilkul nahi, because you all have the code of AMB10. Use this code and get 10% of discount. Okay, yes, done, and that's it. And now it's time to start with our physics. What do you all say? Are you all ready? Jaldi batao fatafat, because we have so many topics and so many questions waiting for us. And I know that it's 10 o'clock, but I also know that you all have saved your energy for being in my classroom and for learning this topic. Okay, jaldi. Okay, Rajkumar, thank you so much for your date sheet updates. Ready, Sudeep? Physics is love. Very good. Ready with full josh. So everyone is super ready. So yes, just like we start every day, let us make a quick recap of what we have learned in the last class, and let's start. The main topic of last discussion was, yes, we have completely learned to the depth about Kirchhoff law. Yes or no? I hope everyone can say with complete confidence, sir, yes, we have completed. Which were the laws? Kirchhoff first law, which is also called as Kirchhoff junction rule or Kirchhoff current rule. What does it say? Whatever the current comes into the junction is equal to the current flowing out from the junction. Here, I3 and I1 are the current coming into the junction. So I1 plus I3 is equal to the current going out of the junction, that is I4 plus I5 plus I2. That's it. Okay. And you also know the junction rule, to itna simple, chotu sa baat hai. And it is a Kirchhoff second rule, which is the bigger one or the main one. We also call it as a loop rule or the voltage rule. What does it say? If you add up, right, all the potential differences across all the devices in a circuit, you will get added up to have a value of 0. Isn't that what we have learned? Yes. Okay, Rajkumar is giving me the answer. Very good, very good, very good. So let me ask you, before moving, how many of you, right, did extra problems? How many of you did some extra problems from this particular part of Kirchhoff law? I'm looking into the chat box. I want to know because I have told you many times, है ना? अच्छा लोग, मैं बोल दिया आपको, अमीर भैया ने बोल दिया. I have told you many times. It's super important, and you will get a question from Kirchhoff law. Okay, देख ले on term 1 examination, if a question is being asked from current electricity, you will be getting a question from this. बोल दे. How many of you did extra problems? Anna did. Others? I do only have one student from the class who did the revision. Okay, कोई बात नहीं. Very good, Myara, for being honest. Satya did. Very good. Then, okay, Sudeep, try to complete the backlogs. Okay, it will be very good, Sudeep. Sankhamitra, confusion is there. Keep on doing more and more problems. Watch the lecture again. Okay, all the confusions will be off. Okay, very good, very good, very good. Now it's time to learn the new topic. Let us start with the new topic of meter bridge. Shall we? Okay, so today, as we already have said, we'll be doing electrical instruments. Okay, so we are going to start with the very first electrical instruments in today's class. Everyone note down the topic. Okay, give a heading, meter bridge, and let us start right now. So whenever someone or whenever you learn a new electrical instrument or any instrument, the first question that should be there inside your mind is, okay, why we use this particular instrument? Okay, why we use a meter bridge? I'll tell you. A meter bridge is actually used to find out the unknown resistance. Okay, if you have a resistor where the resistance is not known, we can make use of meter bridge to know about it. Then next thing is, what is the working? The next question should be, what is the working of this meter bridge? Do you remember a Wheatstone bridge that I have taught in the same class with the same students? Do you remember? Huh? I hope you do all remember. Those who forgot, a small recap. Take it. Can you see the 5 resistors? Which are the 5 resistors? R, P, X, Q, and this G. Actually, it means galvanometer. It will also be associated with a resistor, right? So here we have 5 resistors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where a potential difference is applied across a points A and C. What do we call this 5 resistors? Yaad hai? What do we call this 5 resistors? Yes, we call this as a Wheatstone Bridge. Okay, yes. Those who missed the session, please go and watch it after this particular session. And this is more than enough. So please write it down. This combination of 5 resistor, we call it as Wheatstone Bridge, which we have learned. And when will we call a given Wheatstone Bridge as balanced? When do we call a given Wheatstone Bridge as balanced? How many of you do remember? Yes, can you see the 5th resistor, this one, which is written as G, right? So whenever the current passing through the 5th resistor is equal to 0, we will say that the given Wheatstone bridge is balanced, isn't it? And whenever the given Wheatstone bridge is balanced, there exists a relationship between the resistors, isn't it? Yes or no? Yes. What was that relationship? Dekh le. Those who forgot, that is R divided by P will be equal to X divided by Q. Will this ratio be always equal? No. This will only be satisfied in which condition? Whenever the given Wheatstone bridge is balanced. And whenever the Wheatstone bridge is balanced, R by P will be equal to X by Q. Note it down. Bahut important. Super important. Okay, actually it is P by Q equal to R by S, but a small change of letters have used here. That's the only thing. Okay, yes. So this is what is the concepts of a Wheatstone bridge and how it is balanced actually. Now, let me tell you the working of this particular meter bridge in finding out the unknown resistance is exactly like a balanced Wheatstone bridge condition. Shall we dekh le? Okay, dekh le. So here we have some rods, some connecting rods. Okay, some connecting rods it has nothing to do with the principle or with the working of meter bridge. So all these are connecting rods, bada rods. Okay, so a gap is maintained between these two rods where you will be connecting one of the non-resistance. So this is our left gap. Okay, and the resistance we connect here, we call it as RL, resistance on the left gap. So on the other gap, we will be connecting the other resistance, which will be called as resistance on the right gap, RR. I'm really sorry, क्या हो गया मेरे गले को? गले अच्छे हो जा. Okay, now can you connect these two resistors to that of a Wheatstone bridge? देख ले. This is that R resistor in the Wheatstone bridge. This is X, and here we have that X resistance in the Wheatstone bridge. Now don't we want to mark the remaining 3 more resistors? Let's see. So in between the gap between A and C, can you see a gap? Between that, we will be connecting a wire of 1 meter, and easily it has a name of meter bridge. 1 meter is equal to how much? 100 centimeter, right? So this is a 100 centimeter wire with some specific resistance R. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to connect from here, from the middle point of R and X. From the middle point of R and X, a point is being connected so that we can connect the galvanometer. Can you all see that? Yes. And the other point of the galvanometer through a jockey is connected to the wire. And ये jockey क्या होता है? Everyone will be asking, yes sir, ये jockey क्या होता है? What is this jockey? Jockey is something, a connection which you can move about. Okay, just like a pen. Okay, you can move about and put it at any point, na? So the jockey will be exactly looking like that. Okay, which means a connection which you can actually move. So the other end of the galvanometer is connected here. Now I hope you can see all the 5 resistors. R is here, dekh le. X is here. What is P? Yes, this is that resistor P. This much length of the wire will be acting as the P resistor, and this much length of the wire will be acting as Q resistor, and this is our 5th resistance which will be acted as the galvanometer. समझ में आ गया? समझ में आ गया? Tanishk, are you asking like only 4? Arey, galvanometer, it's a device. It will be associated with the 5th resistor, isn't it? So whatever is the resistance of the galvanometer, that will be acting as the 5th resistor. ये हो गया? Huh? I haven't explained anything related to meter bridge. I was just equating the meter bridge to a Wheatstone bridge, and I was just telling the meter bridge is actually just looking like a Wheatstone bridge where we have all the 5 resistors connected. Okay, perfect है ना आना Shrudeep, Myara? Okay, so कोई बात नहीं. I hope everyone is perfect. Very good, very good, very good. Okay, now let's see how can we find out this unknown resistance. So here we are connecting this unknown resistance X. Let's see what is a method by which this unknown resistance can be found out. अच्छे से सुन ले. Okay, what I'll be doing is, I hope you do remember this jockey. Okay, a connection which we can move about. So we will be keeping on moving this jockey on this 1 meter length of the wire. So what happens? The length of the wire will change. When the length of the wire changes, can you tell me what will change? Those who do remember this particular formula will tell me. Resistance was rho L by A, isn't it? So when the length change, what happens? Resistance will change. So if you keep on moving this particular galvanometer, the resistance on either sides, which is on the side of P and Q, will keep on change. At a particular value, what happens? This ratio of R by P will be equal to X by Q will be satisfied. And in that condition, how can we understand this ratio will be satisfied? Because when this ratio is being satisfied, the current through the galvanometer will be equal to 0, or galvanometer will be showing 0 deflection. So what you have to do? Yes, you have to keep on moving that jockey on that 1 meter length of the wire. The ratio of resistance will keep on changing. At a particular value, the galvanometer will be showing 0 deflection. Matlab, The current through the fifth resistor is 0. Matlab, now it became a balanced Wheatstone bridge. So can't I write the formula of R by P is equal to X by Q? Yes, when the current through the galvanometer becomes 0, I can write R by P is equal to X divided by Q. Can I write it here? R by P is equal to X divided by Q. Any problem till here? Any problem? I'm just going to rearrange R by X is equal to P divided by Q. Huh? And please do listen to this, because we are going to do the questions after that. So your complete attention should be here. Any doubts? No, I suppose. Everything is clear? Right. Okay. Can we make some substitution for P and Q? कोई substitution कर सकता है हमको? हाँ, yes, we can do the substitution. देख ले. How will you mark the resistance of P which is having a length of L? How will you write the resistance of P? That is rho L divided by A. ये L है तो, which means the length of the wire on the left gap is equal to L. How much will be this? Array total is 100. If it is L here, this is 100 minus L. So the resistance of Q part will be equal to rho. Here the length is 100 minus L divided by A. कोई शक, कोई प्रॉब्लम्स? कुछ नहीं है ना? With a smile. So वो भी substitute कर ले. So P is equal to rho L divided by A. Q is equal to rho 100 minus L divided by A. So क्या हो गया? L divided by 100 minus L. What happened to the remaining values? What happened? The rest of the things got cancelled. Isn't it? Rho cancel, A cancel. So R by X is equal to L divided by 100 minus L. So if you know the value of resistance R, okay, if you know the balancing length L, can't you find out the value of X? समझ में आ गया? If you know the value of this resistance that you connect on the left gap. If you know the value of L, the only unknown in the equation is X. Can't you just find out by using this formula? R by X is equal to L by 100 minus L. Okay, done. समझ में आ गया तो give me a smile, give me a thumbs up in the chat box. जल्दी फटाफट बोल दे. Yes. Myara, Nephron, Sankhamitra, फटाफट. Simple dimple. Okay. Now, there are so many times I have found many of my students making the mistakes, okay, in this part of meter bridge. So I want every one of you to be error free. OP wala smile. So instead of writing R by X, dekh le, instead of writing R divided by X, what we will be writing is RL. What is RL? What is RL? Resistance on the left divided by X, we will write it as resistance on the right is equal to the length on the left divided by length on the right. So if you learn this general formula, you will not forget, because if you learn this particular formula, because what happens when a question comes from the part of meter bridge, they'll keep on shuffling between these two resistances. Okay, R will be kept on the right, X will be kept on the left, then the length on the right will be given instead of giving the length on the right. So they'll keep on shuffling. So then if you learn this particular equation and go, you'll be totally confused. So instead of learning this particular one, learn this. What is it? Resistance on the left by resistance on the right gap is equal to length at the left part divided by length at the right part. Okay, note this down. This is very important. Okay, and this is the only equations from which you can expect questions from meter bridge. Okay, करेगा? Okay, so yes, कर ले. Now I'll just bend down, because all these PPTs were made for our blackboard, but boards are not working nowadays. Okay. Shall we read out the question, everyone? Read it along with me. A resistance wire connected in the left gap of a meter bridge balances, देख ले अब हो गया. Now a resistance wire, the unknown, is connected in the left. So now I hope you understood why I was explaining the previous formula. Okay, because when I was explaining, the unknown resistance was kept on the right gap, but according to this question now it is kept on the left gap. But legends will never make a mistake, but we know because we know that formula which will never be giving you a wrong one. Balances a 10 ohm resistance in the right gap, which divides a bridge wire in the ratio of 3:2, which means length on the left to length on the right is given with the ratio of 3:2. Okay, if the length of the resistance wire is 1.5, मतलब ये है ना, ये wire which is connected in the left gap, if it is totally having a length of 1.5 meter, question is what will be the length of that same wire having a resistance of 1 ohm. I know that last part of the question it will be like थोड़ा confusing है. I know that थोड़ा सा confusing है, थोड़ा confusing है ना last part. कोई बात नहीं, whatever you know, try and try to give me the answer. Okay, and after that I'll start explaining. Once I start explaining, all your confusions, doubts, everything will be vanished just like that. So I can see answers from Tanishq A, Myara says A. Confusing है ना, say I know that. कोई बात नहीं, हम तो ज़रूर confusion तो हटाएगा. Yes, very good, Myara. Then if you are the person who answered first. Aman, hi. Then Aman says option A, Ravi says option A, Satya says option D, Simran says option A. Yes, let me tell you, the correct option is option A, which is 0.1. Okay, let me tell you how this question can be done. Whenever you do problems related to meter bits initially, it will be better if you draw the figure. Okay, so here an unknown wire is given. Okay, an unknown wire X, and here we have a resistance of how much? 10 ohm. So the L1 is to L2 value is given as 3/2, which means length on the left gap to length on the right gap is given as 3/2. All these are given. First, without going into the last part of the question, first let us find out this unknown value. What was the formula? Resistance on the left to resistance on the right is equal to length on the left to length on the right. Formula: resistance on the left is X divided by resistance on the right is 10. Length on the left to length on the right is directly given in the equation as 3/2. What is the answer for X? X ka value 3 into 10 by 2, 30/2, which is 15. Okay, is this clear? This is not a big deal at all. Everyone can understand, isn't it? This everyone can understand, which means that unknown resistance is having a 15 ohm resistance. Now, do you know what is given at the last part of the question? What is given in the last part of the question? It is given that length of the resistance wire is 1.5, which means this is a wire. This unknown resistance is a wire with a length of 1.5 meter. And the question is what? Question क्या है? Question ये कि for the same wire to have a 1 ohm resistance, what should be the length of that wire taken? समझ में आ गया? That unknown resistance is 15 ohm, okay, and that unknown resistance is produced by a wire of 1.5 meter length. Question is, from the same wire, if you want to produce a 1 ohm resistance, what should be the length? Clear? समझ में आ गया? So how will you do this? This is equation 1, this is equation 2, divide 1 by 2 कर ले. So how much? 15 divided by 1 will be equal to 1.5 divided by x. So yes, 15x is equal to 1.5, so x is equal to 0.1 meter. देख ले कितना सिंपल है, कितना सिंपल, isn't it? क्रिस्टल क्लियर था निश। और क्या और क्या और क्या। सो एक और क्वेश्चन करेगा फ्रॉम मीटर ब्रिज सो दैट यू विल नेवर हैव अ सिंगल डाउट फ्रॉम योर। नाउ गॉट इट है ना, बढ़िया बढ़िया बढ़िया। Okay, very good. Clear, Said, Satya, Sankhamitra, everyone is like, sir, we are super clear. कोई गड़बड़ नहीं है ना। So yes, अगले question. Shall we do the next? Okay, here we go. It's time for me to bend down. ये तो कर लिया. Option A, 10% to right. Okay. Option C is 9.6% to right. Okay, this is a very big problem, which means if we go and try to do this problem in the actual way possible, right, obviously you will take at least 5 to 6 minutes. But don't worry, I'll first explain you in that a long method, which is the actual method. But uske baad I'll just tell you that simplest method of doing this problem. तनिष समझ में आया क्या मतलब? That is with a what say with a bit of roughness. I know that, Tanish. Trying to play me, right? So Tanish did this question this fast. Wow, beautiful. Myara is like C or D. Tanish is D. Sanjana, pen ka change color. Okay, so we'll use yellow color. I think this yellow is good. Okay, so yes, the correct option is option D, 4.8% to right. Very good, amazing. Okay, first let us understand in the basic method, which means the direct method, which will be a bit lengthy method. First we'll understand the concept. Okay, फिर उसके बाद क्या करेगा? हाँ बिल्कुल, हम I'll explaining you in that छोटू method. So two equal resistances are connected in the gaps of a meter bridge. Write the formula for this first before we continue reading the question. Formula: resistance on the left to resistance on the right is equal to length on the left to length on the right. Tell me what is given in the question. Both are having equal resistance, let's say R and R. So length on the left and length on the right will be how much? R by R will be equal to 1. So we will get that length on the left will be equal to the length on the right. How much is it? 50 centimeters. Isn't it? If 100 centimeter has to be cut equally into half, what is the only length that is possible? 50. Which means initially the length of the wire or the length of the balancing one is 50 centimeter. कोई गड़बड़ नहीं. Okay, is the screen blur? I don't think so. कुछ नहीं है ना? Okay. Now what is happening? If the resistance in the left gap is increased by 10%, what will happen to the balancing point? Okay, so that is a question. Okay, what will be happening to this balancing point, which means to where it will be shifted? Okay, so let us go with the basic formula. What will happen to the resistance on the left? There will be an increase of 10%. Matlab, initially it was R, so 10% will be increased. So now the new resistance will be R plus 10 by 100 of R. ये कितना हो गया? 1.1 R is the resistance on the left. Resistance on the right, no change at all, the same. Okay, shall we do the mathematics? और क्या सर? बिल्कुल कर ले. Resistance on the left to resistance on the right, length on the left to length on the right. Start substituting. Resistance on the left is 1.1 R divided by resistance on the right is R. We have written length on the left, let's say this is equal to L, so the length on the right is equal to 100 minus L. R cancel, 1.1 into 100 is equal to 110 minus 1.1 L is equal to L. So 110 is equal to how much? 1 point plus 2.1 L. So L हो गया 110 divided by 2.1. Okay, so how much will this be coming? 100 by 2, almost 52 point something, let's say 52.3, almost the value is going to be 52.3, right? 110 divided by 2 is equal to 52, so it's a value bit greater than 1, so lesser than 55. So I'm choosing almost 52.3. Tell me, what was the initial length on the left hand side? Initially it was 50 centimeter, है ना? 50 centimeter here and 50 centimeter here when the resistances was equal. Now what is the length on the left hand side? It became 52.3. Initially it was 50, exactly at the middle. So how much it has gone to the right? It has gone to the right by a length of 2.3 centimeter, moved in which direction? Towards right direction. समझ में आ गया? समझ में आ गया? Yes or no? Yes or no? Very good. So it has moved to the right by 2.3 centimeter. But the question is with the percentage, right? So how will you find the percentage? 2.3 moved divided by 50 into 100. So you'll be almost getting this as how much? Okay, this you'll be getting it as almost 4.8 something, right? 4.8 something. You'll get the answer as 4.8 something or 4.6 something. And to which direction? Towards right. हो गया? I'm good, Maria. समझ में आ गया? Okay. So someone was asking, I have no idea who was asking, but I have found the question in the chat box. Someone was asking if in the initial case, when the resistances were equal, right? Okay, why the length on the left and right has to be 50 centimeter? You know that the total length of this meter bridge is 100 centimeter, which is equal to 1 meter, right? That's the reason it has a name of 1 meter. So if this length is equally divided into half, looking into the principles of meter bridge, if it is equally divided into half between the left gap and the right gap, देख ले, what is the only possibility? 50 and 50. I hope now it is clear. Okay, Anna was asking, now I hope it is clear, right? The length has to be equally divided between two. Okay, done. Okay, वही है. So that's it, and now it's time for potentiometer. Okay, so जितिन मैं क्या करूँ, आप स्मार्ट बोर्ड से बोल दे अच्छे से ठीक होने के लिए. ओके, एक हफ्ते से मैं भी वेट कर रहा हूँ, एंड मेरा पीपीटी का भी फॉर्मेट भी स्मार्ट बोर्ड के लिए है, देख ले, बिकॉज आई हैव टू बेंड समटाइम्स. सो क्या कर, कोई बात नहीं. ओके, वट एवर इट इज, वी हैव टू लर्न. दिस इज अ वेरी लास्ट सेशन ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर चैप्टर. हम तो करेगा. सो व्हाट इज पोटेंशियोमीटर? Potentiometer is a device to find out the EMF and the internal resistance of a given cell. Why? What is potentiometer? It's a device for two purposes: to find the EMF and the internal resistance of a given cell. And everyone will be asking, sir, EMF of a cell, which is a potential difference, why can't we find using a voltmeter? Why we should be having this potentiometer itself? I'll explain. This is our cell of EMF E. Understand this. This is a very beautiful concept. Okay, cell is always associated with an internal resistance. So this together is our cell, an EMF with an internal resistance. Now let's say I want to measure the EMF of the cell, which is E, and for this I am connecting it across a voltmeter. A voltmeter will give you or will give us the voltage. Okay, Now the voltmeter will be showing some deflection. Tell me, is it going to give the value of E? Is it going to be giving you the value of EMF, the voltage that is measured across the cell? Is it going to be giving you EMF of the cell? Arey, bilkul nahi. Because now once you connect the voltmeter here, this became a complete circuit and the current will start flowing through it. When the current start flowing, a potential will be dropped across this internal resistor IR. So as this is one complete cell, what will be the potential difference across the ends of a cell? Is it E? No. From E, IR will be dropped across it, and it is this potential difference that is being measured with the voltage. We cannot measure EMF because once you connect it across a voltmeter, current will start flowing, some potential will be dropped. So the potential difference across the ends of a cell with an internal resistance is E minus IR, and it is that E minus IR that is measured using the voltmeter. समझ में आ गया? आ गया बच्चा लोग? कोई डाउट्स नहीं है? Okay. So now you understood why we need another device for measuring the EMF, which we call it as a potentiometer. समझ भी आ गया, मज़ा भी आ गया, है ना? थोड़ा स्माइल भी आ गया चेहरे पे. और क्या चाहिए? Smooth and yum smack. Now, what I want to tell you is, for understanding the working of a potentiometer, there are two principles that you should be knowing. Okay, shall we go through first principle? Okay, chotu principle hai, because once you connect it together as a potentiometer, it will be hard for me to explain. So I took the principles as 1 and 2 and I'll explain it right now. Okay, can you see a circuit like this? In the circuit, we have a cell of EMF E with an internal resistance and another cell of EMF which is variable. Variable matlab, I can change the value of this EMF of the cell according to my wish. I can keep on changing. It has an internal resistance and a galvanometer is connected. Tell me, what is the net EMF of the circuit? If this is E and if this is E dash, tell me what is the net EMF? Is it E plus or E minus? जल्दी बोल दे, फटाफट बोल दे. Let me see how many of you do remember. जल्दी बोल दे, जल्दी जल्दी जल्दी. Very good. It is E minus. Why? Obviously, the cells are connected in series because we only have one circuit. देख ले. If cells are connected, negative, positive, negative, positive. Okay, if this is E1 and this is E2, we say they are connected in the same order. Net EMF is E1 plus E2 when positive and negatives are connected. Right? So, if the cells are connected as a, what do we say? We say that EMF is connected in the opposite order. So here EMF is E1 minus E2. How is connected in this particular figure? Positive is connected to positive. Positive is connected to positive. What's the formula? E1 minus E2. So here it is E minus E dash. And the total current in the circuit will be equal to net EMF, that is E minus E dash, divided by the total resistance. Okay, this is the equation for current. Now listen to this principle very thoroughly, because potentiometer is a topic where you have a probability of questions to be asked like almost from 100%, if you consider this current electricity, almost 20% chance is there for a questions to be asked from potentiometer. So important. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, as I have told you, as I have marked here, this is a variable EMF. If I keep on increasing the EMF of this particular cell from 0 to a higher value, what happens? So it increases. Let's say at some point the magnitude of E is equal to E dash. Tell me what happens when the magnitude of E is equal to E dash? Current will be equal to E minus E dash. As E and E dash becomes equal, in our case, what happens? Yes, the current becomes 0 and galvanometer shows no deflection, isn't it? Okay, if you keep on increasing the EMF of the cell, at a particular point, when the EMF of this cell is equal to the EMF of the other cell, the net current in the circuit becomes 0 and galvanometer will be showing 0 deflection. Okay, now start reading this in the opposite way. Matlab, if the galvanometer in the circuit shows 0 deflection, what it means? It means that the EMF of both these cells connected in the opposite order are equal. Once again, everyone along with me, please repeat along with me. When the galvanometer in the circuit shows 0 deflection, it means both the EMF connected in the opposite order are having the same value. Is this clear? Is this clear? ये क्लियर है तो जल्दी बता, नोट भी कर ले मेरे बच्चा लोग, ये नोट भी कर ले, अच्छे से नोट कर ले. Got it? Okay, very good, amazing. Okay, don't leave any point. Please write the statement. When galvanometer shows 0 deflection, it means E is equal to E dash. That is the final point you have to write from here. Okay, yes, very good. Now, that was the first principle. What was this? This is the first principle. Fine. Okay. Next, going for the second one. The second one, based on which the potentiometer works. Can you see a cell? Okay. This is cell of EMF, internal resistance R, and here this is a wire. Okay, this is a wire of resistance R and length L. What I want to find out is, for this given wire of length L, I want to find out the voltage dropped to a length of X. Once again, what I have to find out? My requirement is, for a length of X, what is the potential drop? Vx is what I want to find out. I have no idea. I don't think anyone in this class, or me for the time being, I also don't have any idea to directly write the formula of voltage dropped across over a length of X. Okay. What I'll do is, I'll find out the total potential dropped across this resistor. Let me write it as VR. How will you find out the resistance voltage dropped across a resistor? Very simple. Chotu sa baat. Current passing through it into the resistance. V is equal to IR. What's the formula for this I? EMF divided by total resistance, R plus R into capital R. This is the total voltage dropped across the entire resistor. One question let me ask you. If you want to find out the price of 5 kilogram of rice, what is your requirement? आपका requirement क्या होता है? If you want to find out the price of 5 kilogram of rice, what is your requirement? You need the requirement of price per unit kilogram. Okay, you want to find out what is the price of 1 kilogram of rice. Let's say if it is 5 rupees per kilogram, for 5 kilogram, 5 into 5, 25 is the total money. So if you want to find out the voltage dropped across a length of X, what you need? You need the voltage per unit length, isn't it? You need to find out the voltage per unit length. There you need price per unit mass. So here you need voltage per unit length. What's the voltage per unit length? E divided by R plus R divided by L into R. Okay, this voltage per unit length, we call it as lambda. What is this lambda? Lambda is defined as the voltage dropped over a length of 1 meter or per unit length. E by R plus R into R divided by capital N. Now it's easy. If you have the price of 1 kilogram of rice, if it is 5 rupees per kilogram, can't you find out for 5 kilogram? What do you have to do? Price per kilogram multiplied by kilogram. So here, for finding out voltage for a length of X, voltage per unit length into the length of the wire. So voltage per unit length is lambda multiplied by X. हो गया? So for finding out the voltage dropped across a length of wire X, that is equal to lambda into X. What is lambda? Voltage per unit length. हो गया. If you are clear with these two concepts, then हो गया, done dana done. And now you can smile because if you understood till here, the study of potentiometer to 70% is done. Understood? क्लियर गार्डन में आ रहा था निश तो पूरा बच्चा लोगों को प्यार से विद अ स्माइल से आ गया मनसिलाई मक्खन क्लियर में आ रहा और क्या चाहिए नाउ shall we combine these two law and learn the working of a potentiometer ready है क्या पूरा ready shall we combine the first law once again going through the first principle of potentiometer when galvanometer shows zero deflection the EMF will be equal. First principle. Second principle is the voltage dropped across a length of X is equal to voltage per unit length lambda into X. ये दोनों clear है? Okay, तो कर ले. Sir, may I go to vote? अरे यार आप तो कर ले. ये तो real classroom नहीं है ना आप तो कर ले. So everyone has their basic needs. आप तो कर ले. Okay, so yes, I'll give you a break after this, okay, because we need to continue with the principles on the working of potentiometer. So, do you remember this? Do you remember this particular thing where we found out the potential drop across the length of X? Yes. This circuit, we call it as primary circuit. The circuit which we have learned just now, ये वाला, okay, ये circuit when it comes to potentiometer, इसका नाम हो गया primary circuit, note it down. Okay, then we are going to be having the secondary circuit. What is there in the secondary circuit? We just have a cell, positive here, negative here, its internal resistance, and through a galvanometer connected to this, and this is a jockey, and I hope you all know why we need a jockey or why we have a jockey, so that this end can be moved. ऐसे we can move this end on this particular wire of length X. Do you know what is the procedure we are going to do? We are going to do this procedure where galvanometer shows zero deflection, EMF E is equal to E dash. So this is a cell of EMF E and internal resistance R, and we are going to find out the EMF of this cell, let's say E1. What I'm going to do, देख ले, I'm just to keep on moving this galvanometer. So once you keep on moving this galvanometer over this wire, what happens? What happens if I keep on changing the wire, the length of this part of the wire, X value changes and the voltage dropped across that wire keeps on changing. Okay, if you keep on changing the voltage of this particular wire at a particular point, what happens? The galvanometer shows zero deflection. What is it? At a particular point, while you keep on moving this jockey, at a particular point, galvanometer shows zero deflection. And when galvanometer shows zero deflection, what you can say? The EMF here and the voltage drop across this particular wire will be equal, which is the very first concept. समझ में आ गया? समझ में आ गया? देख ले. So the first concept, when the galvanometer shows zero deflection, right, the EMF of this and the EMF of this wire, or the potential drop of that wire, will be equal. That is the reason why galvanometer shows zero deflection, which means I can write EMF of the cell is equal to lambda times x1. If the length of the wire is x1, the potential dropped across that is equal to lambda times x1. We have learned in the previous page, right? Okay, so yes, so E1 will be equal to lambda x1. आ गया तो आ गया, समझ तो आ गया. हाँ, एल्लाम क्लियर. ओके, सो देख ले. सो इट इज क्लियर टिल हियर है ना? तो हो गया काम, काम तो हो गया. दिस इज अ प्रिंसिपल ऑन विच द पोटेंशियोमीटर वर्क्स. देख ले, E1 was the unknown value of EMF which you need to find out. Okay, x1 by doing the experiment will be get. Let's say we don't know the value of lambda, which means the voltage per unit length. In that case, what you will do is you will take E1. Okay, so you will take E1 from here and you will connect a new cell which is E2. What will we do? You don't know the value of lambda, but still we need to find out the value of E1. What will you do? You will take another cell of non-EMF. Okay, a cell with a value of EMF node. Let's say if I'm taking a battery, I know that it is 1.5 volt. So I'll keep a battery here and then I'll do the same procedure and then I'll get E2 will be equal to lambda times x2. Matlab I'll keep on changing the length of this particular wire by moving the jockey. At a particular point, galvanometer shows zero deflection. We can write E2 is equal to the voltage dropped across a length of x2, that is lambda times x2. Okay, so we got the first formula as E1 is equal to lambda x1. Second formula as E2 is equal to lambda x2. So if I do equation 1 divided by 2, what will I get? E1 by E2 is equal to, देख ले, E1 by E2 is equal to lambda x1 by lambda x2. So E1 divided by E2 is equal to x1 by x2. From here, can't we find out the value of E1? E2 is a non-EMF. X1 value we know from experiment and x2 value also we can find out from experiment. So we will get the unknown value of E1. हो गया? समझ में आ गया? जल्दी बता. Is it clear to everyone? Myara, Anna, Sankamitra, Ayush, Tanesh. कितने बजे खत्म होगी? इतना ही है ताकत. Is the energy of all my legends this much? इतना ही है. हो गया आपका एनर्जी. थोड़ा और मैगी कॉन्सेप्ट. क्रिस्टल क्लियर. संकमित्रा, न्यारा, ओके, वेरी गुड. फुल ऑन जोश है ना? यस, दिस इज व्हाट आई वांट. यही चाहिए मुझे. इफ आई एम हियर टॉकिंग कंटिन्यूसली फॉर द पास्ट 4 hours, इफ आई एम हैविंग दिस मच ऑफ एनर्जी, आप लोगों को क्यों नहीं? है ना? ऑब्वियसली यू ऑल आर माय अमेजिंग लेजेंड्स, सो चाहिए तो चाहिए. Okay, so we'll start doing the questions, right? Option A is 700 ohms and option C is 790 ohms. So kar le. I'll just bend my head down so that you can see the questions and the options. A potentiometer wire of length 100 centimeters has a resistance of 10 ohms. Potentiometer wire matlab, just think about that primary circuit. Okay, it is connected in series with a resistance R and a cell of 2 volt, which means the entire description is regarding the primary circuit. A source of EMF 10 millivolt is balanced against, which means the external EMF you connect, that value is already given. Okay, is balanced against a length of 40 centimeter of the potentiometer wire. What is the value of R? I think it will be better if you draw the figure and understand, so that ऐसे आ जाएगा आंसर. Let me see who's gonna give me the answer. So Yogi ji has given the option as option C दे दिया आप. बिल्कुल बढ़िया. Tanishq is 790 says option C. Tanish says option C. Last 10 seconds for those who haven't given the answer. 4 ohms, Mayara, there is no such option as 4 ohms. 790, option C. Okay, very good, very good. So best motivational what up status, option C. Sankhamitra, very good. Mansi, yes. Sankhamitra, yes, the correct option is C. Very good. आप लोग बिल्कुल बढ़िया हो गया. So what is told is, so a potentiometer wire of length 100 centimeter has a resistance of 10 ohms, okay, and it is connected in series with a resistance R and a cell of 2 volt. So the entire description is regarding what? Regarding the primary circuit. EMF is 2. It has a resistance connected in series with it, which is R, which we don't know, and it is connected to our potentiometer wire, है ना, ये wire. This is having a resistance of कितना दे दिया? Yes, this is having a 10 ohm resistance and length is 100 centimeter. This is connected to a cell of EMF. How much? 10 millivolt. Okay, and the length where it is being balanced is 40 centimeter. So ये x का value 40 centimeter, सब कुछ दे दिया. Question is ये r का value कितना? Shall we find out? Shall we find out? Yes. Just write the basic formula. The EMF external you connect is equal to lambda times x. ये EMF कितना दे दिया? 10 millivolt. So 10 into 10 power minus 3 is equal to lambda times x का value कितना दे दिया? 40. So 10 into 10 power minus 3 is lambda into 40. Right, so this 0 and this 0 will cancel. So we'll write in the next page as 10 power minus 3 is equal to 4 lambda. Okay, tell me what ye lambda kya hai? We'll write here. Lambda is what? Yes, the total voltage per unit length. Unit length matlab what is the length of the wire? 100 centimeters. I'm just writing it down. And V is a voltage dropped across this particular resistor, right? How will you write V as? That is equal to I divided by total R. Array, not I by total R. So V is equal to I into R total divided by 100. Any doubts till here? Any doubts? Kuch nahi. So how will you find out current I in this particular primary circuit? I is equal to EMF divided by total resistance, that is R plus 10. ये R है, ये 10 है ना? ये R है, ये 10 है. Total resistance is R plus 10 in the primary circuit multiplied by the total resistance of this. That is how much? 10. So IR by 100, I'm going to write it as 2 into 10 divided by, in the next page, 2 into 10 divided by R plus 10, R plus 10. Then what is remaining? By 100 into 4, ये 4 बाकी है, and 10 power minus 3. हो गया. ओके हो गया और कुछ नहीं बाकी है. तो क्वेश्चन ही करना है. सो 100 into 10 power minus 3 is 10 power minus 1 into R plus 10 is equal to 4 2s are 10, 80. So R plus 10 is equal to 10 power minus 1 if it goes to the right हो जाएगा 800. So R हो जाएगा 800 minus 10 as 7, not 80, 790 ohms. हो गया, हो गया तो हो गया. Okay, done. Very good, Tanishq. Amazing. Good. म्यारा संख्यामित्रा हो गया. ओके, बहुत बढ़िया. डू यू नो एक और यूज है ये पोटेंशियोमीटर का. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू नो दैट? एक और यूज है हमारा पोटेंशियोमीटर का, दैट इज टू फाइंड आउट द इंटरनल रेसिस्टेंस ऑफ अ सेल. डू यू नो हाउ टू फाइंड दिस आउट? I'll just draw the figure. You'll be simply understanding because now you all know the concepts of potentiometer to its depth, है ना? So all my amazing legends will find understanding this particular concept or finding out the internal resistance by using potentiometer. ऐसे simple. You'll be like, अरे sir, इतना ही था. Okay. So this is some EMF, right? This is internal resistance. This is the total resistance over a length of some L. First, what will you do? Yes, you will be connecting that particular cell where the internal resistance has to be, let's say this is E dash, okay, with its internal resistance, where we connect a galvanometer with a jockey, right? This is the primary case. What will you do? You will keep on moving this galvanometer until the galvanometer shows zero deflection. When the galvanometer shows zero deflection, we know that the EMF of the cell is equal to the voltage drop across a length of x1. How will you write it? Lambda times x1 is equal to E, first equation. हो गया? Yes. मौका सारे टाइम दे रहे हैं, मौका पे छक्के मार दे. I hope there is a line like that, है ना? So any doubt in this? Nothing, I suppose, because this was a thing which we were keeping on explaining. Now, this is the first case. After that, what will we do is we will make some basic changes to the circuit. Okay, through a switch we'll be connecting another external resistance like this, and the moment we close the switch, क्या हो जाएगा? The moment we close this particular circuit, a current will start flowing through this particular circuit. Yes or no? And when the current start flowing through this particular circuit, will we get the entire EMF from the cell? Will we get the entire EMF? No. When the current start passing, some potential will be dropped across a resistor, and what is being observed from a cell is not EMF. E minus IR is what we will be getting. समझ में आ गया? Okay. Now when the current passes, the potential difference across the ends of a cell is not E, because some potential will be dropped across this resistor, value of I into R. So the net potential difference across the cell in this case is E minus IR. Now if we keep on moving this jockey, and at a particular length of x2, if we find galvanometer deflection as 0, what we can write? We can write that the potential across the cell is equal to the voltage dropped across a length of x2. Can't we write this? Yes. What is the voltage dropped across length x2? Lambda times x2. Is the potential difference across the cell E as before here in this case? No, because here we have added an extra resistance and made this as a closed circuit. So across its end, we know that from a cell where the current passes, EMF is not obtained, E minus IR is obtained. Now हो गया. Let's say this is equation 2. इधर तक आ गया? इधर तक हो गया? कोई डाउट है तो जल्दी बता. कुछ भी नहीं है तो ठीक है. कोई बात नहीं, हम तो मैच करेगा ही करेगा. Okay, so yes. So what we are going to do is equation 1 divided by equation 2 कर ले. On the left hand side what we have, E by E minus IR. हो गया. And what is there on the right hand side, x1 by x2. Okay, so I is a current flowing through इस circuit पे है ना. I is a current flowing through ये circuit, इधर का red color का है. हाँ, ये circuit. Tell me what is the value of current I? That is equal to total current is total EMF by total resistance in that. How much is it? Capital R plus small r. कोई शक? कोई शक in that? Current I is a current flowing through ये circuit. That is equal to total EMF by total resistance. That is छोटू R plus बड़ू R. कुछ भी नहीं, तो substitute कर ले. E divided by E minus IR if you write. E divided by E minus IR, right? E minus IR, I'm going to substitute I is equal to E by R plus R. E by R plus R into chotu R is equal to, okay, x1 by x2. E by E minus IR is equal to x1 by x2. हो गया अभी. Now done. E is common, cancel it. R plus R cross multiply. R plus R minus chotu R by capital R plus R is equal to x1 by x2. ये ऊपर हो जाएगा. So this is R plus R divided by capital R is equal to x1 by x2. R by R 1 plus small r by capital R ऐसे x1 by x2. Take to the left hand side. So R is equal to x1 by x2 minus 1. Once you take this to the right. So what is remaining? Small r by capital R multiplied to the right. So equation मिल जाएगा ऐसे. Okay. बोल दे. हाँ सर, हो गया तो हो गया, समझ तो हो गया. हाँ, थोड़ा पानी पिलाएगा है ना. क्रिस्टल क्लियर. मानसी, शिवन, सेम यारा, डन डना डन. ओके, तो अगला क्वेश्चंस. Go for it. Can you all see the question? In the figure shown, okay, in the figure shown, wire AB has a length of, this is wire AB, can you see, 100 centimeter and the resistance is 8 ohm. Find the balance point of length L. ये L का value find करना है. So here you can see that the external EMF is connected to a new resistor R. So don't forget about it. So what will be the potential difference across a cell when current passes through it? Just now we have explained. So फटाफट कर ले. I hope you all can see the options. If options are not visible, it is 37.5 and option C is a 35. हो गया मानसी, लास्ट क्वेश्चन हो गया. says 37.5. A and C option I have just written down. I hope you can see Rashi, है ना. Maria, Sankamitra. हो गया. So everyone is like it is option A, which is 37.5. So yes, let us find out. isn't it? Yes, sir. Bilkul. We know that when the galvanometer shows a zero deflection, the potential difference here and the potential difference here over this much length of the wire are equal, isn't it? So if it is balanced over a length of L, the potential here will be equal to lambda times X. And here, as the current passes, the potential difference across cell is not E, that is equal to E minus IR. So if you can substitute everything here, you can get the value of L. So this is not X है ना, इधर L use किया है. Yes, you can find the value of L. What is E? Substitute कर ले 8 minus I. The current in this particular circuit I is equal to EMF divided by total resistance 6 plus 2 8 into the internal resistance is 2 is equal to lambda times L. What is lambda? That is voltage per unit length. So what is the total length here? 100 centimeters. Okay, so how much is 8 by 8 is 1, this is 2, so 8 minus 2 is 6 is equal to, what is the total voltage dropped across this entire wire? That is equal to I into R. Okay, we'll write here V is equal to I into R. And now what's the current in this? 20 EMF by total resistance 2 plus this is given as 8 ohm. So 20 divided by 2 plus 8 into this resistance is equal to how much? 8 ho gaya. Done, right? So 20, 8 plus 2 is 10, 20 by 10 is equal to 2 into 8, this is equal to 16. So V is equal to 16 divided by 100 into L. Okay, so ये हो गया length is equal to 6 into 100 divided by 60. So how much this is going to be? 6 becomes a 3 into 100 divided by 8, right? And 8 in 10 1 times, 2 times, then 4 5 times. So 12.5 into 3 is 37.5. हो गया. Done. आ गया तो आ गया, समझ तो आ गया. So that you will have no confusion. So Tanishk, Sanchana, here, Manvi, Seth, Yogi, Myara. Good. बढ़िया बात है. Okay, shall we learn a new extra topic? 2 extra topics which will take extra 12 to 15 minutes. छोटू सा concept है. Do you want to learn extra concept थोड़ू सा? ये easy question था. अरे इतना easy question नहीं है. योगी आज नहीं सो, आज मेरा गला तो बहुत खराब है. Let's do it. अरे म्यारा, Tanishk is like after a break. हाँ 2 minutes break ले ले. अरे what, this is the energy. Okay, very good. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy. अरे इतना अच्छा students है मेरे class पे. Everyone is like, sir, just give us the concept. Rashi, Maria, wow. No break, let's learn. Okay, very good. Okay, it's very chotu concept. We'll be completing within no time. You know what is a galvanometer, है ना? Okay, galvanometer, you might have seen this in your school laboratories, isn't it? Okay, so this galvanometer is mainly used to find out the current in a circuit. Okay, and we can use the same galvanometer to find out the potential drop. Okay, सबको पता है. Now How will you connect a galvanometer to find out the current? ये internal resistance, this is some external resistance. So if you need to find out the current passing through this particular circuit, we'll connect the galvanometer in series. This will give us the value of current in the circuit. Okay, I want to find out the potential drop across this resistor. How will you connect the galvanometer? ऐसे, this is our external resistance. We will connect the galvanometer in parallel. Galvanometer can measure both current and the voltage, but the amount of measurement that it can make is very small, which means only it can measure chotu current like in milliamperes and chotu voltage like in millivoltage. Okay, so this is it. So ammeter and voltmeter are devices which will be measuring, right, large amount of current by ammeter and large voltage drop by voltmeter. Actually, this ammeter and voltmeter are the converted form of galvanometer, which means we are actually converting a galvanometer into ammeter so that it can measure large current, and we are converting the same galvanometer into voltmeter so that it can measure a large voltage. Shall we find out? देखिए, this is our circuit, okay, a cell of internal resistance with some external resistance R. ये internal resistance, ये EMF. Okay, done. Now we have this galvanometer. This galvanometer will be having its own resistance. Its resistance is G, and let me say that the maximum current that this galvanometer can be measured is Ig. What is Ig? Ig क्या होता है? Ig is the maximum current this galvanometer can measure. If a larger current pass through galvanometer, क्या हो जाएगा? अरे वो टूटा हो जाएगा, टूट हो जाएगा, टूटा टूटा है ना? Yes, but this is a circuit which has a current I which is greater than Ig. मतलब the current in this particular circuit is more than the maximum amount of current that can be passed through the galvanometer. What happens if this current passes through the galvanometer? That will be damaged. We don't want the galvanometer to get damaged. At the same time, by using the same galvanometer, we need to find the value of I. What will you do? We will be connecting a resistor of very small resistance in series, okay, and इसका नाम है shunt resistance. ये resistance है ना, which we connect in parallel with this galvanometer, okay, इसका नाम क्या होता है? Shunt resistance. So what happens? What is the use of having this shunt resistance? देख ले, a current of I आ जाएगा ऐसे, okay, current of I आ रहा है ऐसे, I, and when it reaches junction, only Ig current will be passing through the galvanometer, and the remaining current I minus Ig, total current I is coming, Ig will pass through, the remaining current of I minus Ig will be passed through the shunt resistance, and this will not be damaging the galvanometer. At the same time, we can measure a value of I. Is it clear? Is it clear? The simple question that can come from here is how to find out the shunt resistance. It's very simple. देख ले, the voltage across the galvanometer and the voltage across the shunt is equal. Why? They are connected in parallel. Shall I write? Voltage across galvanometer, voltage across shunt are equal. What is voltage across galvanometer? Ig into G. What is voltage across the shunt resistance? I minus Ig into S. है या नहीं? Voltage is equal to current passing through it into its resistance. So S is equal to Ig into G divided by I minus Ig. हो गया. Okay. Yes. Clear? Chotu. Okay. So just like the concepts, please do by heart this particular formula, because from this particular formula only question is going to come. Very simple. देख ले. What shunt resistance is required? मतलब S का value To make a 1 milliammeter 20 ohm galvanometer, 1 milliampere matlab, this is Ig, the maximum value of current that can be passed through the galvanometer. Ye hai G, the resistance of the galvanometer, into a meter with a range of 50 milliampere, which means I value, the maximum value of current that you want to pass now is 50 milliampere. Question तो clear है? Option A 0.3 ohms, option C 0.4 ohms. A galvanometer where the maximum current is 1 milliampere and its resistance is 20 ohm. We have to convert this into an ammeter with a maximum value of 50 milliampere. Jaldi फटाफट. Ig into G by I minus Ig. है या नहीं? है या नहीं? Okay. So Ig 1 into 10 power minus 3. G का वैल्यू 20. I minus Ig हो जाएगा 50 minus 1 milliampere. So 49 into 10 power minus 3. 50 minus 1, 49. 10 power minus 3 is cancel. 1 by 40 हो गया 1 by 50 almost, right? This can be written as 1 by 50 into 20, right? So this is 2 by 5, that is equal to 0.4. Okay, chotu. Yes, option C we can go with. Not a big deal at all. Huh. So a simple homework from this part. Same concept, same method of doing, sub same hai. Kar le homework, okay? Take a screenshot. So conversion of galvanometer into voltmeter. Dekh le, we'll take a fresh page and understand. If it is a galvanometer, what's the maximum current it can pass through? Ig, hai na? So what is the maximum voltage that can be dropped across galvanometer? Ig into G. You know that Ig is very small. So Ig into G is a very small voltage that can be dropped across it. So to drop a very large voltage across it, what will you do? You will be connecting another large resistor in series with it. So what happens? Now the total voltage dropped across both of them will be equal to Ig into G, the voltage dropped across galvanometer, plus Ig into R, the voltage dropped across resistor. आ गया तो समझ, है ना? So ये हो गया Ig into R plus G is equal to V. हाँ, चैप्टर तो ओवर. समझ में आ गया? Is it clear? Okay. Yes, let us do a simple question and wind up the session. Super duper. अरे मानसी, you can just stream back, है ना? ये तो YouTube है, it will be recorded. How can we make a galvanometer 20 ohms, okay, 20 ohms of Ig is equal to 1 milliampere. थोड़ा गड़बड़ है, the way it is being written, into a voltmeter. So the maximum value is 10. Alright, it's very simple. Okay, so sir please bend. Okay, maybe बोल गया. हो गया ना? जल्दी कर ले. V is equal to Ig into R plus G. Equation to use when we convert galvanometer to voltmeter. So what has to be found out? R, V minus Ig is equal to R plus G. Substitute. V का value 10. Ig is equal to 1 milliampere. 1 into 10 power minus 3. R का value we don't know. G का value 20. Okay. This is 10 by 10 power 3 is a 10,000 minus 20 equal to R. से ये हो गया 9,980 is equal to R. दे दिया पूरा. Tanishq. Anyone else? Gave me the option A. Shrishti Kumari. Maria Khan, Sanchana, Sankamitra. Very good. Very good. A is correct. Yes. बिल्कुल मेरा बच्चा लोग. मिल गया आप सब लोगों को सही उत्तर. आ गया तो आ गया, समझ भी आ गया, उत्तर भी आ गया. ऑप्शन बी इज द करेक्ट आंसर. है ना? 9980 is the answer. (9980) is the correct answer. 9980, which option? हाँ, B is the option. Yes. हाँ, B is correct. I also told the same. B is correct. 9980. Was there some mistake while I was giving it as a statement? वो हो गया था? तो हो गया तो मेरा गलती. Maybe while I speak I have used the wrong option, but the correct option is B only. Okay, very good. Okay, so I hope everything is clear. No more doubts at all. सब बढ़िया है ना? So shall I end the stream? So come tomorrow, because tomorrow we have the mentee quiz from the same chapter. Don't miss your chance to understand how much you have learned this particular chapter. Okay? Yes. So tomorrow we'll be having a small competition also. And from Thursday onward, what happens? Jaldi bata, what is so special about Thursday? What is so special about Thursday? Okay, say very good. Thank you so much. हाँ हाँ, tomorrow song. हाँ पक्का पक्का. Tomorrow कम classes है, so my gala will be good I think. So tomorrow तो song तो हो सकता है. So one thing let me tell you, Thursday onwards, okay, we are going to start with our crash course, starting from the very first chapter of electrostatics, and we'll be covering all the topics before our examination. Make sure that you come and attend to this. Okay, everyone, it will be so much helpful for you. We'll be dealing with the formulas and the questions from each and every chapter. Okay, so yes. So those who haven't liked the session, jaldi fatafat like kar le, and do let me know that you all have enjoyed the session. You all have liked physics, and this is just a way to appreciate your Ameer sir. Yes, Anna, that's a very thing, because you all know that Kerala, it is flooded nowadays, right? So everyone, please pray from your side, so that okay, we will be saved again. So thank you so much everyone. Those who haven't subscribed, make the subscription. So I'm signing out everyone. Good night. Mansi, Miara, Zo, Uttam, Tanishq, Anna, okay, Said, Sankamitra, Maria Khan, Rashi, everyone. Bye, good night, take care. Okay, so yes, signing out. Let's crack.